What's going on YouTube? This is wwjoshdew, and it is time to finally update the Galaxy S4 to Android 4.4.2 KitKat NAE without getting the new bootloader. This Galaxy S4 is still on the MF9 bootloader, and we can show you that by holding the volume down and the power button. And then you're going to see this screen, and we're just going to press volume up. And you're going to see at the top there that this Galaxy S4 is still on the MF9 bootloader. I do not have KNOX. This device has never had KNOX. I do not accept OTAs from Samsung, and I never will. So yeah, this device is still on MF9. I did update it to the MK2 build and base, but at the moment we're on a custom ROM, so it's on Slim KitKat. Someone commented, said I should try that ROM out. It's a pretty good ROM, but it's time to show you guys how to update to KitKat without getting KNOX. If you accepted the 4.3 update, then your device has KNOX, and this is not going to do you any good. In fact, this isn't going to work, and you will break your device trying to downgrade your bootloader. If you updated, you're stuck with what you have permanently and forever. This is still on MF9. This tutorial is for people that are still on MF9 that refuse to let Samsung have control of their device. So like me, if you refuse to let Samsung have full control of your device, you're still on MF9. You can easily get that to say official and then take it to Samsung and say, hey, fix this. And they'll go into your bootloader and they'll see that you are on MF9. More than likely, they'll update it so that way you have the new bootloader and you can't get rid of it. But anyways, so we need to turn the device off and we need to start with this video. Just I wanted to stress for those of you that are going to hate on me for talking a lot, I just wanted to stress that if you updated to 4.3 or beyond that, you have KNOX. You cannot get rid of KNOX. You cannot get your warranty back. There's nothing you can do. If you were on 4.2.2, then you have the MF9 bootloader and you can follow along with this video. You see, we are on SlimKat. First thing we're going to do is show you the baseband, and then we're going to update it, and then we're going to continue on with the video. One thing that it says is that you need to use Odin to flash the recovery. That is true, but if you're on a custom ROM, then you have root access. And if you have root access, you can easily install recovery without using a computer. I'm going to go to Menu, System Settings, and then About Phone, and you will see that we are on well, this is the custom ROM, but see right there, baseband, MF9, Mary Falcon 9. That is very, very important. Like I said earlier, I was on MK2, but if you don't update your bootloader past MF9, you can easily flash a MF9 tar and get your device back to full 4.2.2 MF9. So we've got to go to download mode, download the NAE modem only, and then we need to flash that on our phone. Alright, I made a very, very easy link for those of you that want to just type it in. It is bit.ly/S4NAE, and then press enter. It should take you to this thread. If it doesn't, it's XDA thread. It ends with 2277480. Sorry about the quality of the video. This is just a little dual-core laptop, and if I tried to screen record on it, it would be so bad that it wouldn't be worth using. So in here it just has the instructions, update modem and firmware to NAE. So it'll take us to this thread right here by Unknown Force 2338919. You need to scroll down a little bit until you see latest NAE firmware, and then you need to download on that. It says modem firmware only, no bootloader included. That's a big, big deal. That's what we're trying to avoid, is getting that brand new bootloader that people that accepted the OTA received when they accepted the OTA. That's why I don't accept updates from Samsung. I know that they're going to be bad. Alright, there is also an NAE Mirror 1. It is a mirror because the one from DevHost is taking way, way too long. So you have to wait 10 seconds and then it'll find the closest server to your area and it'll give you a link to download it. I'm just going to choose the first mirror that it comes up with, and there we go. It's taking just a matter of seconds instead of minutes. You're also going to need Odin 307. I'm just going to go ahead and go to one of my videos that has the link. This video will have the link whenever it's online. Alright, so everything's done downloading. We're going to show in folder, and there's the NAE modem only. You need to take this file right here, and you need to extract it. Inside that, it's going to be a file that you need to take and drag it to your download folder or wherever you want to put it. And there you go. Now you have the tar. And in here, we're going to have a bunch of Odins. So we need to grab 307 and drag that onto our computer here. Now in that folder, we have Odin. And we can actually take the NAE modem only.tar, hit Control X, go to that Odin 307 and hit Control V. Now it's pasted in there. The instructions say that you need to put it in the PDA tab with Odin. And also make sure you leave auto reboot and F reset time unchecked for better results. Sorry about the lines, I'm doing the best I can with this video. We won't be using the computer that much, just to flash the things that, you know, you have to have a computer to flash. So we need to right click on Odin and run it as an administrator. You're going to see this screen right here. You need to power off your device, and when it's off, you need to hold the volume down in the power button. You do not need to press the home button with the S4. And remember guys, this is for the sprint only variant. We are flashing sprint only stuff. So if you have any other carrier, this is not going to do you any good. So volume down in power, and then press volume up. We're just going to grab a USB cable here, and then we're going to plug it into the bottom of our S4. We need to wait until Odin says COM, and then any number, doesn't matter what number, is connected. So the connection failed. We need to, it's downloading the drivers. If it doesn't download the drivers, I will link to the latest Samsung official drivers in the description, and you can download those and install them manually, and whenever you plug in your device, it should work. When this is done, Odin should say, yep, says it right there, COM and then 4, which again, that number can be anything, don't stress it. We need to uncheck auto reboot and uncheck F reset time. Go to PDA, and then in that folder, Odin 307, you should see NAE modem only tar. You need to just press open, and then it'll calculate the MD5 sum, and then you can hit start. Now it's going to flash the modem firmware stuff, not the bootloader. So we're still going to have MF9. We can still easily reset our flash counter and be back to 100% stock. So it says pass on here. We need to hold the power button down for about 10 seconds. And then sometimes it reboots. Sometimes you have to help it by holding the power button. All right, I'm going to go ahead and unplug it just because it keeps wanting to go to this screen right here. An easier method would be to just pull the battery out and put it back in. That was weird. Alright, so now we can plug the phone back in. At this time, we should be done with the computer. I'm just going to keep it open so I can reference the steps that are going to be on that bit.ly/S4NAE thread. So yeah, we need to install Fails Recovery, which this is something that requires Odin. You can use your computer and use Odin, or you can flash it without it. You know what? We have the computer right here. Let's just do it from the computer, since you have to use the computer to flash NAE anyway. Alright, it says that you need to download 6089. So we need to download the tar MD5, and I'm signed in, and I paid the $10 fee, so it just automatically started downloading. I don't have to wait for a countdown screen. So whenever it's done downloading, we need to take this show in folder, and we need to cut it and move it back to that Odin 307 where the NAE modem only tar is, and then paste that. Now we need to turn the device off again, unplug it, and do the whole volume down and the power button again. If you're on a rooted ROM, you can use Flash Image GUI from Joey Krim. He's a well-known and respected developer. It's like $1 for his app. Or you can download Recovery Tools by DSL Nexus, and you can flash the .image file from your phone without using a computer. So volume up to continue. Plug back in that USB cable. Go back to our Odin 307, right click on Odin. And then we need to go back to the PDA tab. And we need to go to 6089 and press open. And one important step is you need to make sure the auto reboot is not checked. So there we go. We unchecked auto reboot. It says COM and then any number again. We're going to go ahead and hit start. All right, we're good to go here. We're going to hold the, we're going to go ahead and unplug it, hold the power button, and while it's rebooting, we need to hold the volume up button to get us into our new recovery. So here we are, just holding volume up, no other buttons. Recovery booting, it should say in the top left. You can let go once it says that. I'm really sorry about the quality of the video. I'm not set up to record. I can't record on this laptop, and I don't have anything on my main laptop to record. So I've got to do it this way. Hopefully it's, doable. As you can see, we are on Phil's Touch Recovery now. We're done with the computer at this point. You do need to go here, download the MK2 ODEX ROM. I have downloaded all of this in advance. So go here, and on this thread, make sure you download the ODEX version. I would choose the MediaFire link. And then whenever that's done, you'll go back here and it says boot to the stock MK2 ROM. He didn't sign in the Google account or anything. And then you need to go to Lockscreen, set up your pattern or pin, go into recovery, wipe everything but data, and then go here, go to the stock rooted ROM. You'll click the very first link right here, download here. It'll take you to Android file host. When that's done downloading, you'll go back to his thread, and you'll need to flash 2 other zips. I highly recommend choosing this flash SD card fix, because with KitKat, there's this issue with external storage permissions, and this one right here will fix that. Just click the link, it'll take you to MediaFire, and you can download the zip. Also, if you want to have a free hotspot mod, he has updated the hotspot to support NAE right there. Choose the ODEX version and then transfer that to your SD card. Alright, now I'm going to switch over to just the phone and the video won't look so bad. What did I tell you? Much, much, much better. So also, before you do this, it says to back up all of your apps with Titanium Backup. You'll need to open the app up, and there'll be a little batch icon with a little check symbol next to it. Hit that, and then choose Backup All User Apps. When it's done, if you had them going to your internal storage, open up any app. If you're on stock, use the My Files app. If you're not on stock, use File Explorer or your preferred File Explorer Manager app, and then move the Titanium Backup folder from your internal storage to your SD card, your external storage. So just make sure you do that. Otherwise, everything you backed up with Titanium Backup, if it was going on your internal storage, that could easily get lost, and you backed up everything for no reason at all. We booted into Phil's recovery. We need to do a factory reset to install a new ROM. So go to Wipe Data Factory Reset, clean to install a new ROM. Yes. Now, there is an issue with the lock screen. That's why the thread has the extra instructions on flashing MK2. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go to Install Zip, and we're going to choose SD card 1 because that's where I've loaded everything onto. And then we need to go to the MK2 stock zip, and then yes, flash that. All right, that took just a minute. We're going to go ahead and hit back, and then reboot system now. Sometimes if it doesn't work, just hit the enter button right here and it'll reboot just fine. Something I didn't do at first was when I was in SlimCat, I should have verified that my baseband was NAE, but I can just do it when this finally starts up. Okay, the screen just went dim and the lights down here lit up, so we are almost done here. I'm just going to skip through all of this without signing in or logging into anything. Alright, it might ask to install some Samsung apps that unfortunately you can't really avoid. But we're going to go to Settings, and then we're going to go to More, and then we're going to go down to About Phone. or about device. Sorry, they named it differently. And we have success. As you can see from the baseband, we are on NAE, but we are on MK2 right now because we need to set our lock screen shortcuts and stuff. That way when we install NAE, those will stick. So this is not activated, so it's just ignore that. But again, we are on NAE. If you're watching this video in 1080p, then it should be very clear. For the build, we are on MK2. Again, we're going to be flashing NAE build very soon. Now we need to go to My Device and then choose the lock screen. And for screen lock, we're going to choose pin. And my pin's going to be real easy. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. And then hit done. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then hit done. So whenever I hit the power button and I go to turn it back on, now it's going to ask me to put in my password. So there we go. Now we need to continue with the rest of this video. We need to go ahead and turn it off. An easiest way to get into recovery is to hit restart, hit OK, and then while you're waiting on it to reboot, just hold the volume up button. Volume down will get you into bootloader, volume up will get you into recovery. Just keep holding volume up. You don't have to press any other buttons. And once you see recovery booting, you can let go. Alright, now we're in here. It says to wipe the system, cache, preload, and Dalvik cache. So we're going to go to wipe cache partition. Yes, wipe cache. Go back and then choose mount and storage. So we're going to go ahead and hit format system. Yes. Cache would be next, but we already did that. I mean, you can go ahead and do it again. It's completely up to you. Again, if you press it and it doesn't do anything, just hit the enter button. I don't know why, that just sometimes you have to do that. And then whenever that's done, we need to wipe the preload, which is right here, and then just hit yes, format. Last but not least, we need to go to Dalvik cache. That's going to be under advanced, and then wipe Dalvik cache, and then again, if you press it, it doesn't do it, just hit enter. Not a big deal. All right, so for me, it didn't work, but we're just going to continue on with that. Now we need to install the NAE stock rooted ROM. So install zip, choose from SD card 1, and then right there, stock rooted NAE. NAE, that's hard to say over and over and over again. So there we go. We're just going to let this install and finish. Alright, the installation was complete. That did take a little bit. We're going to go back. Now on my Note 3, when I updated to official KitKat, I was having SD card issues. So you had to do some thing where you use like a root explorer, you modify some lines. Well, apparently they made it really easy in a zip. So it says if you need it to flash it, but I'm going to go ahead and just do it anyway. That way I'm not like finding out later on that my SD card isn't working and then going back and doing it. So it's just do it now while we're in recovery and get it out of the way. So it's the Sprint S4 NAE SD card write fix. And then we're going to hit yes. It should be very, very quick. Shout out to C Monster F50 for putting that together. Go back, and then one last thing. If you're wanting to use Tether without paying for it, again, it's completely up to you. If you want to pay for Tether, that's fine. But if you're rooted, there's a way to get Tether without paying. And that's the Hotspot NAE. Oops, I downloaded the deodexed version. You need the odexed version since we just flashed everything that was odexed. So I downloaded the wrong one. So we're going to go back, and then reboot system now. I'm going to go ahead and hit no. It's asking about the overriding stock recovery. I'm going to go ahead and put no, and hopefully I'll still have custom recovery. It shouldn't put stock recovery on there. It's a custom stock rooted ROM, so that person hopefully got rid of the recovery thing that installs stock recovery whenever you boot up your device. And then you can always go back to that thread if you downloaded the wrong one like I did, the deodexed instead of the odexed. You can always, using just your phone, you can take your mobile browser and go to bit.ly/S4NAE, all caps, and then download, go to the thread where the hotspot is and download the odex zip. Save it to your download folder, reboot into recovery. Instead of choosing SD card 1, choose the first option, and then go to your download folder and install it. Alright, it's starting up. We're going to see if we have the NAE build, and also we should still have the NAE baseband. We have everything NAE at the moment except our bootloader. And check this out. We have the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then OK. Whenever you type it in and you get past this screen, you can always go to your settings and disable that lock screen. For some reason, it took me back to the lock screen, but as you can see, we have white bars at the top there. So that's a pretty big indication that we are currently on 4.4.2. So menu, settings, more, about device. Check that out. We are on NAE baseband thanks to unknown force, and then we are on build number NAE thanks to that zip. If I go to our apps here and hit menu, view type, alphabetical grid, now we should see Super SU. Woot, 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 woot. It says KNOX has been detected. Go ahead and hit OK, and it's going to try to disable KNOX. It says it was successfully disabled. No thanks. You don't have you have KNOX partially. There are some KNOX apps on your phone, but you do not have that new bootloader. So what I was talking about earlier. So we're going to go to the menu, settings, my device, lock screen, screen lock, and confirm pin, put it in, continue. No, don't go to pin, go back, cancel, screen lock. Oh, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go ahead and swipe, and there we go. All right, and that's something else is you get the little camera thing if you don't have it on the pattern or pin to unlock it. You get the camera, you can just swipe up on the camera and your device will unlock. Alright, I manually went back into recovery and I'm going to go ahead and flash that odexed Wi-Fi hotspot mod that you could have flashed in the first place if you did better than me and didn't download the wrong version. So install zip. So actually, when I thought it had put it on my internal storage, it was putting it on my external. So there's the odexed instead of the deodexed. We need to flash the odexed and then yes, and it's going to install the odexed thing. After you flash that zip, you should be able to go to your settings and then the hotspot thing where the Wi-Fi is there, the hotspot should be right underneath it, and then you just turn it on and it works as if you were paying for it when you're not. Alright, at this time we're going to go to settings and you're going to see the hotspot thing, just turn it on. This device is not activated, so I cannot use it at the moment. And if we go to about device, you will see that we are on 4.4.2. I know I showed you that earlier, but this is official. We are on KitKat, so just keep tapping on that. And then you see a nice little Android thing. Android 4.4.2 KitKat on our Samsung Galaxy S4, and we still have the old MF9 bootloader, so we could easily flash MF9 back on here, have MF9 baseband and build, and then reset our flash counter and take this in for warranty purposes, and they cannot deny your claim because as far as they can tell, your KNOX counter would be 0x0 if they were to update it to 4.4.2 manually. And they don't have a clue that you ever rooted it unless you told them. If you enjoyed the video, please do me a huge favor and give it a thumbs up. It helps out the channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. Please also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I have a bunch of other Galaxy S4 videos. Check them out. I've got Note 3 videos. Got a bunch of new phones and cameras and stuff coming this year. So again, if you're new here, please subscribe. This is wwjoshdew, and I'm out.